Good evening and welcome to the board meeting, the regular board meeting of the Board of School Directors of the School District of Springfield Township. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A reading of the mission statement. Ms. Lipinski.
The mission of the School District of Springfield Township is to educate and develop all students as learners and citizens who are high-achieving, resilient, and responsible in a changing global community.
Roll call, Mr. King.
Mr. Bedard, Mr. Chapman, here. Ms. Jordan, here. Mr. Lapidus, here. Ms. Nelson, Mr. Rayer, Ms. Sarsfield, Ms. Sapinski, here. Dr. Terratus.
Here. Announcements. The board at its discretion may videotape all or any portion of public board meetings subject to the limitations set forth in Policy 006.2, Broadcasting of Meetings. Board meetings will be broadcast on Friday afternoon following the board meeting. Are there any public comments on agenda items at this time?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Joseph Anthony Crenny from Springfield Ward 7-2. I am process serving the district today in the matter of the United States District Federal Court for the Eastern District of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
This is, Mr. Craney,
No,
I'm sorry, this is for...
You cannot silence my speech.
Excuse me,
Mr. Craney versus School
Mr.
District
Craney.
of Springfield Township.
Mr. Craney.
Teradusky and
This is on
Jeffrey
agenda
Soltanek.
items only, Mr. Craney. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, Mr.
No,
Craney,
we're
I'm the
serving
solicitor
process.
for the school district, and I'd just like to
taking
state
this?
for the record that under the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, a party is not allowed to serve another party.
This is a courtesy copy.
I am not accepting service on behalf of the
You're not-
district
this
or
is a
Mr.
courtesy-
Soltanek.
I'm leaving that there. That is a courtesy copy. That is not service.
Mr. Craney, please.
Courtesy copy.
Mr. Craney, you are,
done.
excuse me.
Courtesy copy.
Are there any other public comments on agenda items? Approval of minutes, March 19th, 2019, regular board meeting, board minutes M. Is there a motion? And a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Aye. Ms. Jordan. Aye. Mr. Lapidus. Aye. Ms. Sapinski. Aye. Dr. Terratus.
Aye. Approval of the Treasurer's Report. Treasurer's Report G. Is there a motion? Motion. And a second? Second. Any comments or questions? Okay. Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Aye. Ms. Jordan. Aye. Mr. Lapidus. Aye. Ms. Sapinski. Aye. Dr. Terratus.
Aye. Reports and information. Administrative reports. Dr. Hacker.
Thank you, Dr. Taratusky. First of all, I hope that everyone was able to celebrate either a very joyous Easter holiday or a happy Passover during the last week. I know that our students came back refreshed and eager and ready to start school on Monday. Unfortunately, for many of our students, today was the first day of state assessments. The PSSA testing started today, so I know that was not a happy day for all of our students, but as I went around and visited classrooms, it seemed like they were eager and that they said they were ready, so let's hope that they all were. The other thing that I wanted to quickly mention is an announcement that this Thursday evening we will be having another meeting of our Equitable Practices Committee. The meeting is going to be held at 6:30 p.m. in the middle school library. And for this particular meeting, I'm very happy to announce that we're going to have student representatives from the high school who are part of our Spartan Culture Committee, along with their advisor, Mrs. Tammy Spole. They're going to come and they're going to talk about some of the work in their committee. Their committee actually deals with issues of inclusivity and diversity. And the students also attended a very interesting summit entitled Combating Racial Tension at Coatesville High School. So they'll be talking about what they learned from attending that student summit. So we're very anxious to have the students as well as continued work on our subcommittees and the subcommittee goals at that time. And finally, I'd just like to announce that I received a lovely letter from Pennsylvania Secretary of Education Pedro Rivera congratulating the district for once again being selected as the best community for music education by the National Association of Music Merchants. Those of you who frequent our board meetings know, and our board members certainly are aware, we've received this award many, many years in a row. We always bring our music teachers and many of our music students to a board meeting when we honor them. We will be doing that in May. It was lovely to receive the letter from Secretary of Education Rivera, and I just want to mention that there are 623 school districts nationwide who received this honor, and only 92 high school or school districts in the state of Pennsylvania. So we're very happy to be one of them. And I want to congratulate all of our very hardworking music staff members for all their hard work in helping us to earn this recognition. That's excellent. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hacker. Anything else?
Nope.
On to new business personnel. The Board of School Directors approves the following personnel as presented in the attachment: certificated personnel, support personnel, temporary personnel, extended school year program personnel, conference workshop attendance. Is there a motion? And a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Ms. Jordan? Aye. Mr. Lapidus? Aye. Ms. Lipinski? Aye. Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Number 2, Microsoft volume licensing with IU13. The Board of School Directors approves the volume licensing amendment contract between the Springfield Township School District and the Lancaster County Intermediate Unit Number 13 for the period June 1, 2019 through May 31, 2024. Is there a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? Okay, Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Ms. Jordan? Aye. Mr. Lapidus? Aye. Ms. Lipinski? Aye. Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Number 3, Smart Learning Suite. The Board of School Directors approves the Smart Learning Suite software maintenance contract with Visual Sound through June 30th, 2023. Is there a motion? And a second? Any comments or questions? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Ms. Jordan? Aye. Mr. Lapidus? Aye. Ms. Lipinski? Aye. Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Number 4, MCIU RWAN. The Board of School Directors approves the contract with MCIU for regional WAN services starting July 1, 2019 and ending June 30th, 2020. Is there a motion? And a second? Any comments or questions? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Ms. Jordan? Aye. Mr. Lapidus? Aye. Ms. Lipinski? Aye. Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Number 5, MCIU E-rate service agreement. The Board of School Directors approves the service agreement for the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit to provide E-rate application services for Springfield Township School District from July 1, 2019 through June 30th, 2020 in the amount of $6,200. Is there a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Ms. Jordan? Aye. Mr. Lapidus? Aye. Ms. Lipinski? Aye. Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Number 6, 2019-2020 board meeting dates. The Board of School Directors approves the board meeting dates for the 2019-2020 school year, attachment GG. Is there a motion? And a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Ms. Jordan? Aye. Mr. Lapidus? Aye. Ms. Lipinski? Aye. Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Number 7, nomination of MCIU board member. The Board of School Directors nominates Tamita Jordan to the MCIU board for a 3-year term beginning July 1, 2019, ending June 30th, 2022. Is there a motion? Any comments? Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you, Tamita. Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Ms. Jordan? Aye. Mr. Lapidus? Aye. Ms. Lipinski? Aye. Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Number 8, memorandum of agreement, STEPSA revised salary schedules. The Board of School Directors approves the memorandum of agreement between the Springfield Township Educational Support Personnel Association, STEPSA, and the School District of Springfield Township to revise the salary schedules for the 2019, 2020, and 2020-2021 school years. Is there a motion?
Motion.
And a second? Okay. Any comments or questions?
I would just like to explain this particular motion since we're already nearing the end of year one of this particular agreement. It was noticed that there were a few mistakes in the contractual agreement, which actually resulted in individuals who had reached certain steps in the contract to be getting less money, despite the fact that they were working longer in the district. So for example, this on the salary guide, say between step 11 and 12, there was actually a reduction in salary. And even though these were not significant, we obviously felt that was not fair to the individuals involved. And fixing a salary guide is extraordinarily complicated because it has impact on all of the successive steps. So it required a significant amount of time and effort in order to go back and try to come up with solutions that were not going to be significant in terms of cost to the district. So Mr. King, Ms. Kerr, and myself, we all worked on this, Mr. King in particular, extraordinarily hard. And what we ended up with was a slight increase in the 3 years of the contract. The increase for all of the groups in the support personnel group amounts to approximately a little bit over $19,000, and that's over the 3 years of the contract. So fortunately, it was not a significant increase, but it was something necessary that we had to do given what the contract situation was. Again, this is for all groups. It includes technology workers, maintenance, instructional staff, secretarial staff. So it's a significant amount of people that this impacts. So I just wanted to explain that before the board voted on it.
Dr. Hacker, do each of the groups have different salary schedules?
They do, and
Okay.
they also, some of them are hourly and some of them are monthly.
Okay.
So it's very complicated because of these particular differences.
And the change impacted all of them?
There were different, yes, there was one change in each of the contracts
Okay.
that was throwing a glitch into it, so we had to go through each of the contracts for each, not each of the contracts, sorry, each of the salary guides for each of the groups.
Mhm. Any other comments? or
So thank you, Mr. King, for all of your work on the numbers.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the board? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Ms. Jordan? Mr. Lapidus? Ms. Lipinski? Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Number 9, approval of appraisal services. The Board of School Directors approves the fee quote from Mastroni and Associates, Inc., for real estate appraisal services related to the tax assessment appeal of parcel 52-00-15655-00-7 in the amount of $9,000 plus court-related fees as recommended by the Finance Committee. Is there a motion? And a second? Any comments or questions? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Ms. Jordan? Mr. Lapidus? Ms. Lipinski? Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Number 10, special education plan. The Board of School Directors approves the submission of the district's special education plan to the Pennsylvania Department of Education following the 28-day public inspection and comment period as required under 22 PA Code 4.13. Is there a motion? And a second? Any comments or questions?
I would just like to point out that we had talked about this in our previous board meeting, our previous public board meeting, about putting the special education plan out for public view. It was posted on the website by Dr. Johnston. As a result, we had 198 hits on the link for it. She also held several parent meetings where she was able to solicit additional input for parents. That input was incorporated into the plan. There were minor changes, more around extracurricular activities than anything else, but we are grateful that those parents had an opportunity to comment on the plan. We're grateful that people looked at it, even though we really didn't receive any other public comment on the plan.
I I was going to ask if it would just be possible for Dr. Johnston to say a few words about the special education plan. I do want to commend the district on the maintenance of the percentage of students in special education below the state average at this point, and just wanted to know if there were any other comments that you would want to offer. If there's any other comments that you would want to offer for that. It's a lengthy document, and
It's a lengthy I think in general, we were pleased to take a look at where we've come in the 3 years since we wrote a previous plan. We're excited about the improvement on the access to the regular education program for the majority of the students in the school district. We've gone from, over the span of the prior plan to this plan, from 36% of our students in special education participating in regular education for most of their days, into almost 70% of our students participating for most of their day and having access to grade level rigor, content, and opportunities. I was really excited to work collaboratively with all the principals and members of all the faculty at each of the buildings, along with families, to really recognize all the work that we've been doing. So it's good work.
Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Thanks
or
for your
questions?
support.
Thanks. Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Ms. Jordan? Mr. Lapidus? Ms. Lipinski? Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Number 11, shared student services. The Board of School Directors approves the projected agreement between the School District of Springfield Township and the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit for the 2019-2020 shared student services in the amount of $182,281.11. Is there a motion? And a second? Any comments or questions? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Ms. Jordan? Mr. Lapidus? Ms. Lipinski? Dr. Teretescu?
Aye. Are there any public comments on non-agenda items? And I would like to remind the public that there's a 3-minute limit to speaking. Seeing that there are no comments, future board meeting dates: interim board meeting Tuesday, May 7th, 2019 at 7 o'clock p.m. in the Freeze Memorial Lobby. There's a regular school board meeting at Monday, May 20th, 2019 at 7 p.m. in the Freeze Memorial Lobby, and board committee meetings, a tentative property committee meeting on Friday, April 26, 2019 at 8:15 a.m. in the Administration Building, and an academic affairs committee meeting Tuesday, April 30th, 2019 at 5:30 p.m. in the Administration Building. Thank you very much for coming. We're adjourned.